Today we're going to go over the complete cartridge recovery system from CartDub. Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the channel. Today we're going to go over the complete cartridge recovery system from CartDub. Now this kit includes everything that you're going to need from being able to unlock lock cartridges, they're the tamper-proof or the child-resistant cartridges, or also being able to extrapolate the trapped oil from vape cartridges that were either wrongfully filled or they stopped working prematurely. This kit will provide everything that you need for doing the whole process from start to finish to safely and effectively recover your oil. Now let's jump into the components of this kit and how to use it. Now, before we jump in here, we do have other videos on the channel which show you very specific aspects on using components of this kit, whether it's to unlock the locked cartridges, your vape cartridges, 510 cartridges that have childproof locks or tamper-resistant locks, to be able to access the oil. And also we have videos on actually extrapolating, recovering, or extracting the oil back from those cartridges that quit working prematurely. So we do have quite a few videos up here in case you need any more detail on any of the components within this kit. So we're going to jump right in and show you how to use this kit and what each one of these components is also used for. As you see, it comes in a box, a nice big gift box that houses everything, and it's all got its own little cutout space. We will do the unboxing. So here on the top floor, you have your proprietary pliers, which are used for unlocking your locked cartridges or the tamper-resistant, child-resistant cartridges. You're going to need these pliers for that. Here you have your pry bars. Now 2 pry bars come with the kit. Now each one of these pry bars, the shorter one, which you can see here, is used for any cartridges that are half mil or half gram, and the longer one is used for your 1 mil or 1 gram cartridges in order to get the lock top off of the cartridges so that you can access the oil. So these are for unlocking the cartridge. Now if you are to unlock the cartridge, which is the first step in accessing the oil, you're also going to need your CartDub light plate. So let's move this over here and very quickly show you how this works. So here is a locked 1 mil cartridge. As you can see, I cannot access the cartridge by twisting it, pulling, or any of that. So it's a locked cartridge, but I need to access the oil that would be in there. So as you'll see, off to the edge of the cartridge, you have your 510 thread base screw. You would simply screw the cartridge into there. Now once I've screwed the 510 thread cartridge, since it's a 1 mil, I would grab the 1 mil pry rod, which I would place, whether I'm right or left-handed, on either side of the vape cartridge. So I'm going to go ahead and place it over there. I'm going to grab my proprietary pliers, just so you guys can see it. Then I'm going to take it, I'm going to put the blue part onto the base, and I'm going to make sure to get the cutting edges, the prying edges, in between the mouthpiece and the glass reservoir, and I'm going to squeeze in. I'm not going to squeeze too hard, and then I'm going to hold the CartDub light down, and I'm going to pry up, and off comes the cartridge top relatively easily without damaging my glass reservoir, and now I can access the oil. And if I was to do this with a 0.5 milliliter cartridge, I would simply use a smaller pry rod. So now you know that that's what these are used for. Now once you have that, here you have your collector tray right here, which is also in the first level of the kit. Now once you have your cartridges with all of their tops off, the mouthpieces have all been removed. You can take those cartridges and place them upside down around into all of the slots, including the middle slot, into your CartDub light. Once you've filled up all of those with cartridges, you can take this little unit and then you would preheat your oven to right around 190 degrees Fahrenheit. Now make sure that's not Celsius, make sure that's Fahrenheit because it's a world of difference there. Preheat to 190 degrees Fahrenheit, and in general, most cartridge, you would then take the system and place it into your oven. Please do not put this into a microwave. I would say shy away from any type of toaster ovens. Use a good classic oven where you can dial in the temperature as well as the time, so you get a nice even heating at that temperature. Then you would place this into the oven for about 20 minutes. Now that'll work with most cartridges. However, some cartridges have really old and caked up oil in there or really thick distillates that will require either a little bit more temperature or more time. So you can adjust that up or down to your discretion because specific oils work differently. However, in general, 190 degrees and 20 minutes will do the trick, but there could be some deviations for that. But once you hit the right temperature and the right time, that oil will come out and drain into the collection tray in here, which is non-stick, so then you can recover the oil. Now, once you come back to our kit, you have level 2 of your kit. Now let's go over what these contents are and how they are used. You have 2 syringes here, which you can use to siphon the oil out that is in the collection tray out and store it, or go ahead and shoot it back into a empty cartridge that is working that you would like to vaporize. So how would you then go about doing that? You can take out the syringe. You have, if you're using it for storage, you have these needle cap covers. Once you have your oil in there, you would screw that on, and it's like you have a preloaded syringe that you can use at a later time once you're ready to use your oil. You also have these blunt tip needle tips. Now what we did was we included different lengths and also different gauges and different thicknesses so that you can actually extrapolate, you can actually go up there and siphon out different viscosities of oil, because some oil is going to be thicker than others, and you can simply attach those by screwing those into the syringe and then placing it into the tray and pulling the needle hammer back to siphon it out. However, do note that hot oil is much easier to siphon out than dried up oil. So make sure that if it's, especially if it's thick oil that you had the heat to get out of the cartridges, make sure that this pan is still nice and hot when you're going to siphon that oil up. Otherwise, you're not going to get too much into the syringe. So you can use a syringe, you can use the assortment of different blunt tip needles, the gauge and also length, based on what type of oil that you're using, and then you can re-inject it or store it. Now, if you are re-injecting it into the cartridges, the CartDub is also an awesome filling system. You can actually place the empty cartridges right side up into the CartDub. You can put it into the oven at that same 190 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes to preheat the actual outside of the cartridges, because that's going to allow the cartridges to receive the oil better. It's going to sit better. It's going to not require you to top it off. Then once you are ready, you can go around and you can fill those actual cartridges as such over there and then place the caps on. So the CartDub mechanism is also good for filling those cartridges up, and that is the equipment you would use from the kit and how you would do that. Now you will notice that the kit does come with 2 syringes that you can use. So you can use one for storage, one for extracting and siphoning, and also for stuff that is really, really caked up in there and you're having trouble with. We include a little bit of PGVG liquid that can be used as kind of a liquidizer to either siphon the oil up or to make it vapeable and get it into the vape cartridge to blend. That is just to kind of use as your discretion, but this is just kind of like a non-flavored, non-nicotine e-liquid to help with vaping or liquidizing of the cartridges, because it'll help with that process, especially if it's only a little bit of oil that you were able to get out of the cartridges. So this is in there for that purpose of liquidizing. Then you would say, what are these three shiny tools over here? These are actually dab tools. You have a cutting tool here. You have a flat shovel. You have your scooped wax and dab insertion in there. And then you have kind of a walled thin shovel over here. The reason that we wanted to include these is that a lot of people who have purchased CartDub products end up ordering these because the oil that has sat in these cartridges and caked up to almost a cement-like solid over time in that shoebox or graveyard full of cartridges is they once they recover the oil into the non-stick pan, that oil is just so thick and so quick to go back to that kind of cement state that it is basically turned into a wax. And they actually have to use the cutting blade in there to scrape it off of the non-stick pan, scoop it out, and then it is placed into, you know, a silicone dab jar or something like that, or a dab mat or dab tray, and then used as a wax stated concentrate and no longer as an oil. And that seems to happen a lot, especially with these cartridges that have sat for, you know, maybe a year or two. But it doesn't mean that it's not good oil in there, but you know, you have to deal with it differently because it has changed its solidity and viscosity levels. So these dab tools are definitely to come in handy for those situations. And if you play with enough of these cartridges, then you're going to encounter that scenario, which is why this is the complete kit that you would need to get the job done. From being able to unlock the cartridges, to recovering the oil, to the method to recovering to reuse the oil, this little kit has all bases covered here, and it's available on www.cartdub.com as well as www.vapehoneystick.com. Now, we hope this video was informative and showed you how to use this kit. And like I mentioned before, we do have other videos here on this channel that will show even different components and of these kits and much more detailed explanations on them, and show you some more detailed how-tos. So I do recommend that if you have any questions, you can always reach out to our customer service, but check out those videos as they might give you more detail and context as you need it. So we hope this video was useful. Use my special promo code HONEY420, whether you're shopping on CartDub's website or Vape Honey Stick, to purchase one of these cool sets. And know that this is basically all that you need for oil recovery from start to finish. And we hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video if you thought it was helpful. Please subscribe to our channel if you like the content. Make sure to follow our social media at Official Vape Honey Stick for Instagram. And make sure when you're over there extrapolating, extracting, or excavating oil from these cartridges that you're doing it safely and you're doing it responsibly. So thank you for tuning in again, and we will see you next time.